Thanks for listening to the VoiceOver Ladder. This podcast is not instructional, but it's a conversational pile of opinions on what has or hasn't worked for some people. It's just advice, and nothing's guaranteed. And like life, you try some things out and you see what happens. We do appreciate you listening, though, and look forward to your comments on our podcast and ideas you might have for future shows. And until then, keep on grinding.
Now back to the VoiceOver Ladder.
It's a long way to the top, but if you take it step by step, you'll make it. Let's climb that VO ladder with our hosts, Troy Holden and Will Vincent.
And welcome back to the VoiceOver Ladder. Troy Holden here near Nashville, and that is...
Will Vincent in Minnesota, back from Florida.
Yeah. Oh, that's a downer. It breaks my heart. I didn't get to go. Hey, we're going to touch
You're a lot closer.
little bit more.
You're a lot closer to start with than I am.
I know.
So.
I can be there in 7 hours. I don't know why we don't go more. We're going to touch back on marketing today, and kind of the title of the episode might be hit and miss marketing, because we're doing some different things, and Will's doing some. He's got a very regimented thing he's doing, and I'm doing some hit or miss where I'm trying to do 5 different types twice a week. So there's 5 emails I want to send, 5 certain types of emails once a week, and 5 other contact methods I'm trying to do, whether that be social media or whatever. Is it working for us, or is it not working for us? Are we agitated with it, or do we feel like we're screwed and we're on Fiverr the rest of our lives? Well, I can tell you B is not the option. It is not the option. So we're going to market our tails off and try to get that direct stuff. So yeah, Will's got a pretty neat regimen he's doing. He's got some numbers, and he can share some stuff with us about how that's going.
So I took a marketing course from Jason McCoy, and it was not cheap, but it was good. I haven't earned back what I spent on it yet, but preliminary results look promising, and I haven't been on top of this as much as I should have been. But I have... I use a service called Woodpecker that lets me set up email campaigns, and basically I'm able to drop prospects into this campaign, and it will automatically send out messages for me until they respond either positively or negatively. Doesn't matter. And I have that set up over the course of 9, I don't remember, 2, 3, 4, 8 steps maybe. 8 or 9, 7 or 9, something like that. So it'll send one, and then, a couple weeks later it'll send another one, and it just keeps sending follow-ups spread out over the course of a year, basically. And the reason is, following up is really 90% of your marketing effort. Getting and staying top of mind with your customers, or your potential customers. And transforming a prospect into a customer is always way, 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 way more expensive than keeping a customer and, getting a repeat buyer. So having tools to take care of some of that for you is kind of nice. And Woodpecker's not cheap. It's I think it's about $40 a month. But man, it sure does make things easy. I haven't stayed on top of this as much as I should have, and I need to get back into it, because basically all I need to do is keep dropping people into this machine, and eventually something will hit. But thus far, I have delivered 49 emails. Of those, 51% have been open, so about 25. And of those, 16.3% of the 49, 16.3% have responded, so about 33% of the ones that have been opened have responded. And of the opened ones, 24% have responded favorably. So if you figure 25 emails have been opened and 24% of them have responded favorably, saying, hey, I'm interested, or yes, I'll put you on my list, and when something comes up, we'll talk to you. Whatever. They've indicated some sort of interest. It wasn't a flat-out no. Therefore, they are now a lead and somebody that I can continue to peck at in the future and say, hey, need any help with voiceover? Got any projects you need a voice for? Whatever it is. Just reach out to them periodically and remind them that I'm here.
Yeah, that's neat. That is definitely cool. My strategy right now is I'm trying to find production houses that would use the type of voice that I have. That's my first step. So I'm concentrating on Nashville and Atlanta and Birmingham and down in Florida, because chances are I would have a better chance there. And that's not to say I can't go anywhere. If you've got your niche and somebody wants that niche, they'll pick it up. But my thought pattern is, if I can start there and if I can get lucky and pick up some stuff there, and then what happens? Where do I get the first booking? It's out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I don't know. That was out of the blue. I didn't solicit that. They came to me, and that's crazy. I don't know how that happened. But I'm trying to fish the water where I think I can catch a fish, right or wrong. So I'm trying to send 5 a week right now. And that's not a lot, but 1 a day is better than 0 a day. And I'm also doing trying to make 5 local connections a week, whether that's a chamber of commerce, a hardware store, a bank, a doctor's office. And this is strictly offering phone and IVR stuff. It might lead to something else, who knows? And then it dawned on me a week before, and I have done these where I work now. Well, what about COVID things have changed. Maybe they need new updated videos for new employees, new orientation videos. And I've done those where I'm at now, but there's a lot of industry in our area. We're a very small town of 10,000 people, but there's probably 30,000 employees here. A lot of industry. We're in this hub, this distribution and manufacturing hub, where there's tons of companies here. I mean, Amazon has a huge hub here, and of course, there's a Nissan car plant here. There's other car plants within driving distance, Toyota, Honda. You can reach out to these industries and offer voiceover, because half the time they have somebody that works there doing their phone system, and it's terrible. The city I live in, I called City Hall the other day because of something that I needed to check into, and it was awful. And they don't have to change it that much. Of course, if they do, that's more money. That's good. But that's what I'm doing, and it's, am I getting anything yet? No, not a lot. I'm getting some nice, well, if we need that, we'll let you know. And I went ahead and had some business cards printed last week with my branding logo on it and just basic information, no photograph, no nothing. And I'm trying to make sure I always have those in my truck or with me, where I can go grab one and give it to somebody, because you just never know. You've really got to market locally, regionally. You got to get after it. And that's where I had been cold. I had not been doing anything. I'm sitting around waiting on orders to hit from these platforms, and that's not how we're going to make it in the business.
Right. And you touched on something there when you were talking about your business cards, branding. That's part of why I haven't really gone as hard on the marketing as I should, because I need to figure out my branding. Providing voiceover service is fine. It's great. It's wonderful. But if you're just another voice, who cares? To put it bluntly, who cares? You're just another voice. If you want to get an agent, if you want to really go after it, you need to have a solid, cohesive, top to bottom, end to end brand that, influences everything you do. And I don't have that yet. I'm working on it. It's going to be a process, and maybe we'll talk about that in a month or two once I'm a little further down that road. But That's where you really need to go, ultimately. And
Yep. Yeah, that'll be an interesting topic because you're right. I mean, some of that comes easy, maybe some doesn't. I had no choice. I had to be what I am because it was so blatant and honest, and everybody was telling me that. I had no, I would love to have been Mr. Velvety General American Voice, but I didn't have it. So I've got to take what I have and capitalize and hope it's what works.
here's the thing on that. Don't feel bad about that, because that is what branding is. It's not about figuring out, I want to be this, I want to be that. No, it's about figuring out who you are. And that's not as blatant for everyone. For you, it was, and that's fantastic. You saved yourself a whole bunch of heartache and hard work because it just became obvious that, hey, I'm the blue-collar voice of choice. I got this gravelly southern thing, and damn it, I own it. That's wonderful. I don't have that. I'm, Joe Every guy with his accent-neutral voice that I can't compete with anybody right now because I have no differentiator whatsoever. I'm just right down the middle, and I sound like everybody already on the radio. Well, shit. That makes it hard to book.
Yeah, and then here I am on the other hand saying, I wish I could be more neutral. But you know what? You're right. It's you got to go with what you got, but you'll come into something, and I'm appreciative of watching you do this the right way. I stumbled into mine. I was like, some people used to say, well, you could step in a pile of crap and end up with a pot of gold. That was the only thing in my life I feel like I stepped into, and I said, this works, this will fit, I'm going to run with it. It makes sense. And like you said, it's me. It is me. It's exactly what it should be. And I can see exactly what you're talking about with that struggle, but there's going to be something come out of this. There's no doubt as you're studying through this, there's going to be something all of a sudden jump out and you go, whoa, there it is. It'll be there. There's no doubt. And I don't think it's a matter sometimes of there's 5,000 people that sound the same. I think the dedication to it and the acting part of it and the ability to get the message across the right way, and you do that very well. And I think that will continue to rise to the top. I mean, you've got a background for it. You've had great coaching. You've put out some really good product. Your demo is stellar. There's no reason, and I get it, because that's why we all sitting around going, well, then what the crap? Why is this not catching fire yet? But then I keep hearing from other people, it takes a year or so. Okay. A year or so. I can believe that.
Well, you're coming up on that.
But I have heard others. Yeah. And I've heard others say it takes a couple, so I'm trying to be patient with that also. Yeah, I'm seeing things get a little better, but I'm not seeing any kind of explosion or anything, and I really don't expect to. If it'll just, when I first started in this and I went through part of Bill DeWee's, and I always call it a footprint, it's a blueprint. I don't know where I've always done that, but they just said, from day one, chart by the month how many jobs you did and how much you got paid. And always, you may not go up every month, but where you started and where you are now, are you gaining some ground? Are you going up some? And what are you doing to make it go up? And that was kind of the basis. And that's true. If you don't do something to make it go up, and you're doing those things, you're investing in marketing, you're investing in branding, and all that'll pay off. There's no doubt in my mind it'll pay off, because I hear other people that do not have the skill set that are doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. And I scratch my head all the time and go, I don't get why, how do you get 75 freaking short list and you're not booking? It doesn't make any sense yet. Is it experience and they're waiting till they get to know you? Because I do notice this on voices.com, and this is a marketing thing too, I think, because if we're not on there auditioning, we're not marketing. But I see a lot of the same names on there that I'm auditioning for. I thought, hey, I remember that name. I remember that name. I remember that name. And I wonder if the first few times they hear you, he's new, I'll listen to him, but he's new. And maybe they're waiting till you get 25 reviews or something. Maybe something in there helps. I don't know. but I keep hoping that there's some more indicators other than it's a year or 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think it's
tough.
that. Because at the end of the day, people are looking for the right voice for their message. And whether you've got 5,000 credits under your belt or you've got 5 or you've got none, if you have the right sound and you more importantly, give the right performance, that's what matters, right? Even
Right.
the price is less
Correct.
important than that. The right performance is the most important thing. Then
I
probably
agree.
price and then your voice. Surprisingly, in voiceover, the voice is one of the least important thing. What you actually sound like is one of the least important. It's weird. But yeah, keeping track of how you're doing, how you're, in terms of how many things you've booked and how much you're making and that sort of thing. That's absolutely important. Keeping track of how much you're auditioning is good too. And hey, once
Yes.
again, voice
Yes.
overview, perfect tool for that.
Yes. Thank you, Danny States, for voice overview. It's
It
awesome.
is so good. I'm looking at it right now.
And I sat on my 30-day trial and did nothing. And the day that it billed me, I started using it.
Well, there you go.
Whatever it takes, you get in my pocketbook, you're going to work.
So
whatever
I'm
it
looking
takes.
at my stats for the first 3 months of the year, and they're not wonderful, but January was slow. I had about 257. February was also slow. I had 564, about double. And then March, even slower, but big order, had 1,077. So I'm like doubling each month. If that continues, man,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to quit my job by July. No, I won't.
Oh, that's good.
I will not.
That's good. I guess the point we're trying to make is marketing is not just what we think of sometimes as marketing. What Will's doing is marketing. It's definitely pure marketing, but auditioning can be marketing. Getting yourself out there, more exposure. Everything you do, you're marketing yourself. You're putting yourself out there, and you got to do it. I mean, you just got to do it. Even on the crappy stuff, when I go search. And I look at buyer requests sometimes. I just don't put in for them. I just don't. I don't see merit in it for me unless it drives something in that algorithm, and it probably does. But there are times when I'm looking at jobs on other platforms, and if they have a script on there or they have a mention of their company or whatever and what they're doing, I might even make up an audition for them trying to get their business. Those 170 something words sometime for $75, that's pretty quick for us. It's not market level money, but it's pretty decent money compared to $5. And sometimes if you do that and you send them something, I have even sent them a thing that just said, hey, I saw your ad, I really liked it, please listen to my demo and hopefully I can help you out. I've even done that because I had to click on it and listen to it. So anything you can do, it's a little different to make you different and be very personable. I think it helps.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, even on Fiverr, how do you market on Fiverr? Well, at buyer requests. The other things you could do would be, and you got to be careful not to do it too much, but you could reach out to other sellers and suggest partnering with them. For example, say somebody produces e-learning or explainer videos, and they need a voice. You reach out to them and say, "Hey, I do voices." You don't want to reach out to everybody who does it. You don't want to spam the whole system.
No.
If you can find one or two
every
people,
now and then.
yeah, if you can find one or two people to partner with like that, hey man, you both get orders. Win-win.
Yep.
And
it helps.
if you are stuck in the drudgery that is Fiverr, anything that moves the needle is probably better. Now, there are, of course, some good things on Fiverr. There are reasonably decent jobs that come through there, but by and large,
I think if you ever get out of the basement, and I think that's the trick, and it just takes so long to get out of the basement. I mean, even level 2 has not made that much difference. I still get a lot of the crappy craps, from time to time. But as we said last week or week before, raising prices has not hurt anything. I'm doing less, but I get a little more for the few that I do, and I would rather do that. Believe me, I just would. But what we're trying to tell you folks is get off your ass and market. Quit being scared of it. You're in voiceover. It's going to be rejection on auditions. It's rejection in marketing. It's rejection in everything. Get used to it. Your success rate in voiceover is freaking terrible. You're going to audition 100 times to maybe get one job. You might, as you get better, you may only audition 40 or 50 times, but your ratio is always going to be very disheartening. You're going to have 50 disappointments to every success. But if you love doing this, bust your hind end and do it. It's the way you make headway. It's the way you get heard. It's the way things get better, and just do it.
Well, and if you care about doing this as a business, marketing is a big part of business. If you're not marketing, you're not a business. You're a hobbyist. And you may still have success as a hobbyist. Eventually, things may maybe work out, sort of, There are people that make decent money on Fiverr. But if Fiverr is all you do, and you're not marketing, you're only ever going to go so far. Now, so far may still be $100,000 a year or more, or $200,000.
But what if you cross the line? What if that's your only place, and you cross a line with them, and you're cut off?
Yeah, there you
then
go.
What are you going to do?
You're screwed.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never wanted all my eggs in one basket, ever, ever, ever. I know when we work a public job, a day job, whatever, I guess our eggs are in a basket. But I just don't want to. I wouldn't want to divest or invest into only one thing and expecting they'll never do anything. Heck, I know every day when I go to work, they could turn me loose anytime, but that's that risk we take because that's how we think. But when you're working for yourself, you better be thinking different. You better be thinking, I need multiple balls in the air. I need multiple platforms, multiple sources of income. And I'm telling you, I'm not great at the video stuff, but I'll take it and I'll solicit it. And if they're happy with it, well, good, they're happy with it. I'm not trying to build a business on it, but I'm not going to turn it away because it's a little bit of an income stream. It's not much, but I'm not going to turn it away. And it's usually a 1 minute or 2 minute thing, so I can't ruin it very much, or not too badly. But get your finger in all this stuff that you can, and dadgummit, direct market, get out and hammer production houses. And I don't want to encourage people to go to agents until you are pretty darn ready to. You really better have, and I don't care if it's a homemade demo, it better be solid.
Well,
because those are bridges you don't want to burn.
Let's take a step back real quick. You said hammer production houses. Now I want to take a little bit of issue with that. Don't spam these people. They already get inundated with submissions from people, agents and production. Everybody does.
Right.
But
I guess what I'm getting at, they're everywhere.
Yeah, find ones that do something that you could actually add some value to, and send them a personal message. Don't just send out an email blast to everybody. Because A, you're not going to get any decent response from that anyway, and B, part of your business is building relationships. And you don't do that by sending anonymous emails to 500 people at once. Figure out who it is you're talking to, figure out what product they produce, figure out how you could actually maybe even be involved. And if you couldn't, then don't contact them anyway. But if they do something that you provide voice services for that would work well with what they do, reach out to them and say, hey, I really like what you do, and I'd love to work with you.
Yep, absolutely. Definitely put a personal touch on all of it. You've really got to put a personal touch on it, because and I guess what I'm really trying to say by hammer them is they're everywhere, and there's enough of them out there. If you'll filter through them on the internet in different cities, you can find some that are, as Will said, would suit what you do. And step out, approach them. Don't be afraid of it. Be personable. Don't push a demo or anything on them. Just ask them, hey, I saw this. It looks really good. I like the work you do. Do you have the opportunities at times? Do you hire voiceovers, and do you ever accept outside solicitation, or however word it properly? I'm tired and I can't think of good words right now, but just be a business, quit being a hobbyist, be a business.
Yep. There it is. And even
And
beyond
that's all I'm
that,
gonna say about that.
even beyond that, be a brand. Be the brand that is you, distinctly, uniquely you, because that's how you're going to succeed. And all of your marketing, all of your performance, even everything should go through the lens of what your brand is. And once it does, that's when you're going to take off, whether that's 2 months in or 2 years in.
Yes, one of the first things I learned from that VO blueprint, was be yourself. That was one of the things they taught very hard. Be yourself. I can't be Bill DeWeese. I can't be JMC. I can't be JJ. I can't be any of those people, but I can sure be myself. And if you'll be yourself when you sit down and do these auditions and put you into it, or if it is a character thing and you're into that character, let the character speak, not you. Just do your thing and market your tail off, and it'll get better and better.
And have fun.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Because
what's
what's the point if it's not fun?
Yep. I love hitting this stool every day. I enjoy it, and my wife's probably one of these days is going to get tired of it. She's very, very supportive right now, but I just think one of these days she's going to choke me out. If I hear one more of your stupid spots and you say, hey, honey, listen to this, what do you think? She just smiles and nods her head, and she tells me that's really good, And she probably goes in the bathroom, bangs her head on the cabinet and like, you son of a gun, sick of this.
Bitch, I don't want to hear that.
I know. I feel so sorry for her. Oh, gosh. Hey, guys, go market. We're going to go do some other stuff, and we'll be back here in about a week with something else to talk about. And please, if you have a topic you want us to kick around, kick the can on, send it to us on the VoiceOver Ladder page, or email one of us. You can find us. You guys know where we're at, and we'd love to talk about it and help you out. And we are hopefully going to get back to some more people coming in for interviews. We'll start pushing for that again as we get back into the swing of things and get into spring and summer, and away we'll go. But, hey, get out there and keep on grinding.
Yep. Oh, and while you're at it, take a minute and leave a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever it is that you go find the podcast, because, hey, it really helps us reach other people.
Yeah, it does. That would be great. And we want people to listen and be helped, and then go back and listen to all the old stuff. And we do appreciate the feedback we get. People message us sometime on Facebook and tell us how much they enjoy it. But, hey, drop a review. That would be great. All right, everybody have a good week. Will, hope that sunburn doesn't hurt too bad. And, man, I hate it for you. All right, everybody get some rest. Have a good week. Keep on grinding. Keep on marketing. Take care.
See you.
The VoiceOver Ladder is available on Spotify, Apple, and Google. Be sure and subscribe so you don't miss an episode, because we may drop one at any moment. Do we know what we're doing? Not really. But we are learning and making progress, one rung at a time, as we all climb the VO Ladder.